What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is Marketing with Dev. Make sure you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to run Facebook ads for plumbers. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The first thing you're going to want to do is obviously be inside of the ads manager, and we're going to click this green create button in the top left-hand side, or top left-hand corner rather. Now, this is going to bring us to an objective to choose for our campaign. And for most of you guys, you probably are going to be looking for somebody to call you, or you're going to get their information so you can call them. So for that type of conversion, I would recommend a leads campaign as opposed to a sales campaign, because the sale is not taking place on the ad or immediately right after the ad, right? They're gonna have to call you, talk about what their problem is, and then after you actually do the work, they'll pay you, or however your business is set up. So I would select leads just for this example, and then we are going to continue. I always like to do a manual campaign, just makes it easier for me. And then continue. Now this brings us into the actual campaign itself. So what you're looking at right now is the campaign level. On the left-hand side, where you see these 4 squares, that always symbolizes this is an ad set level. And when you see the 1 square, that represents it's always going to be the ad level. So the first thing we want to do when we are inside of the campaign is always name it. So let's name this campaign. So L1 signifies that this is a prospecting campaign, meaning that these ads are being shown to cold traffic or people who are not familiar with us, they never heard of us before. If this was L2, that would signify that it would be a retargeting campaign, which means just ads shown to people who have interacted with us in some way before. Plumbing, just because when we're looking at the name of the campaign, we want to know exactly what it is that we're doing. If you were the actual plumber yourself, you could be more specific about the exact type of campaign you're running. And then leads at the end, just because we always want to know the type of campaign that we're running. So that's a simple, quick, easy way how to name your campaigns. And it's very important that you do name your campaigns and your ad sets and your ads, because you don't want to be on your dashboard if you have multiple campaigns running and you have to click inside each one just to be able to know what you're doing. It gets very annoying. So trust me, just name it. After that, that's the only thing we're going to have to do on the campaign level. So we can hit the bottom right-hand corner and select next. This is going to bring us to the ad set level rather. So what we first want to do is name the ad set. We always want to name the ad set the name of the audience that we're targeting. Since we don't have the audience that we're targeting yet, we're just going to leave this one blank for now. So let's go down to conversion location. So there's a number of different ways you can do this. You can do this through your website, so they can click the ad and be taken to your website, or they can click the ad and be taken to an instant form, which I will create a video on how to do those a bit later, or Messenger, or instant forms and Messenger, or Instagram, WhatsApp, or calls if you want people to just call you directly. So it really depends on your business and your business model. For me, in this example, I'm just going to go with website, but it may be easier if you don't have a website set up, or if you're not as tech savvy, to just do instant forms. And like I said, I'll make a video on that later to show you guys how to set those up. So performance goal, going down a bit, you want to maximize the number of conversions. Pixel, want to add your pixel. Also want to add your conversion event so you can track it, probably lead. So this is a demo account, so I don't have everything set up, as you guys can probably see already. Going down even more to daily budget. So this is important because we're going to be creating 3 ad sets at least $20 a day. So you can do more or less depending on your budget, depending on your strategy, but I would recommend to initially test at least 3 different audiences at least $20 a day. Just because that's a good enough number where we're not spending a crazy amount, but we're still getting good data, so we can see at the end of 3 to 5 days, which are we going to keep and which are we going to turn off and kind of do something different with. So 3 ad sets, $20 a day, 60 bucks a day. I think that's a pretty good spot. Going down to start date and end date. If you need to add an end date because you don't want to overspend, you can do that. I never do because I'm in here every day, so there's really no need for me to do that. Going down to audience controls. So what the first thing we're going to do is go to location, right? So I live in the United States, and the country that's selected is the United States. But we want to remove that because as a plumber, you're probably not servicing everybody in the United States, right? You live somewhere and then you probably service in that area and the surrounding areas, right? So for this example, let's say you're a plumber in Philadelphia, right? Let's find, where's Philadelphia? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So let's say you're a plumber in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but you're willing to travel up to 25 miles outside of Philadelphia to service your clients, right? So we have Philadelphia plus a 25-mile radius. We can adjust this. We can bring this up to 50. We can bring it down to 10. That really depends on you and how far you are or are not willing to travel. Once we have that, then we are done with this first ad set, right? So we can go back to the top now and we can name this ad set because like I said, we always name the ad set the name of the audience. Now that we have it, Philadelphia, 25-mile radius. So now when we see the results for this ad set, we know that these results are coming from a broad audience of people in Philadelphia plus a 25-mile radius, right? That is the only targeting options we're going to have for this first ad set. You want to keep it broad because with your copy is going to attract or repel the types of people that you do or do not want to work with. So it's very important. Now we can go back to the bottom right-hand corner and select next. Now we want to name our ad. So for this strategy, we can just call it video 1 or image 1, whichever you're using. But for this strategy, we are only testing the audiences, which means that we will have 3 different ads, but they're all going to be the exact same because when we're testing something, we need to keep all other variables the same. So we know that the change in results is actually due to the variable that we're testing. So if I test 3 different audiences, but I also have 3 different ads for all 3 of those different audiences, I'm not going to know if the change in results is due to the audience or if it's due to the ads. So that's why anytime you're testing, make sure you're only testing one thing at a time. That is super important. Now that we have this name, we're going to go down to identity, and you want to insert your Facebook page, you want to put in your Instagram account, all of that good stuff. Creative source is going to be manual upload. Format, single image or video. Ad sources, we don't need to do that. Add creative, so this is where you're going to add your media. So you can add an image, add a video. Primary text, this is where you're going to add your ad copy. Put your ad copy right here. Headline, so you can add your headline right here. I will say about headline, just make sure that your biggest benefit is always in your headline. That one is very important there, just because it might be the only thing anybody ever sees. So most people typically don't actually read the entire thing. They just actually go to the headline. So, but I also have videos going over how to create high converting ad videos, about how to write ad copy, and also how to create headlines. So I'm not going to waste time teaching that all over again. You guys can check those videos out on my channel. Going down to website URL. This is where you're going to paste your website URL that you're using. So people are going to go to this link and then they're either going to set up a time to talk to you or call you or however your business model is set up. But this is where that link will go. Now that we have the ad level set up, we're going to go back to the ad set level and select the 3 dots and hit the action menu. And then we're going to quick duplicate. Now, when we quick duplicate the ad set, you can see that it also created another ad level as well, which is good because everything in your ad level is going to be the same. So you only have to do that once. So we'll duplicate this one more time. So you'll have 3 ad sets and 3 ad levels, but you only have to fill out the ad level one time. So let's remove the copy from the title And let's go back down to the audience controls so we can actually put an interest on here now. So the location, Philadelphia and a 25-mile radius, that's always going to stay constant because that's where we are, right? That's where our business is set up. That's where we operate. So that's not going to change. But what we are going to do is add an additional interest. So let's switch to original audience options, use original audience. And now let's add some detailed targeting, right? So our 3-layer targeting strategy to make sure that our ads are always in front of people who are interested in our product or service is a simple one. The first layer is going to be something that is directly related to your product or your service. The second one is going to be something that is closely related to your product or your service. And the third layer is going to be something else that your ideal clients are also interested in. So let's just go with layer 1 for this example, right? So what is something that is directly related to my product or my service, right? Maybe plumbing. Plumbing has it, right? So anybody who is plumbing is obviously directly related to our product or our service because that's what we do. We're plumbing. So we would add that interest right there. And now we can go back to the top and we can rename Philadelphia 25 plus mile radius, also with the interest of plumbing. Now, what this means is not only do you have to be in Philadelphia or 25-mile radius, but you also have to be interested in plumbing as well, right? So it stands to reason that if you're interested in plumbing, you're either a plumber or you need a plumber, right? With that being said, we can now quickly duplicate this again. So now we're going to go to this ad set, the one we just did, hit the 3 dots, quick duplicate, remove the other name that is added from the duplication. And now we can go back down to the audience and we can remove plumbing. And now we can try layer 2, right? So what's something that is closely related to your product or your service, right? So let's try plumbing fixture, right? So if somebody is interested in plumbing fixtures, which is like a, sink, faucet, toilet, stuff like that, then they're probably in the market for a plumber or something like that, right? But this one is a bit of a small audience, but I do think this is specific enough that it would be worth a try, right? So let's leave that in there for now and just let that run for like 3 to 5 days. But that is a small audience, right? So if you're doing this yourself and you want to add additional interest to make it a bit bigger, that is something that you can definitely do as well. So plumbing fixtures, add that in there. Now we have all 3 of our ad sets going to 3 different audiences. The first one is just to anybody in Philadelphia in a 25-mile radius. The second one is Philadelphia in a 25-mile radius, plus they have to be interested in plumbing. The third one is anyone in Philadelphia or 25-mile radius, and they have to also be interested in plumbing fixtures. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Well, before I close out, you're going to hit the bottom right and publish this campaign. Facebook will review it, and when they let it run, you want to let these ads run for about 3 to 5 days before you even make any adjustments. After that point where you spent a decent amount, then you can look at the results and make your decisions from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.